Welcome back to McDonald Blacksmith Shop and part 2 of our finished metalworks.
A widened cellar gate for a home in Marco Island, Florida. At first we had the design all filled with leaves and grapes, and the client has stained glass behind this, and so we wanted to leave a certain amount of it open, and we made the lock box. A close-up of the lock box, which is a double throw German style lock box, and we have the grapes up here, a ladybug rivet attaching it. All the leaves are represade. There's 7 stages to making one of these leaves, and we have some of the keys. A Maltese cross key, grape keys. This is one of the models that we made for the double throw lock box. So we worked everything out ahead of time before we used our good material and all the hammering to finish it up. Here's how it works. Double throw. Another example of traditional connections using collaring. These pieces were all 10-on and then riveted from underneath. And then this way here you can get a good structural weld underneath these collars and then still wrap everything and give it another dimension. In our last video we showed the copper light covers, and here's another view of the bridge itself with 3 of the 4 light covers on top. A fireplace screen for what we call a kiva fireplace. It's a Mexican Spanish type of design fireplace with adobe, and all this material is heavily textured. Over the years we've done many jobs involving curtain rods and hangers and that, and it can be a serious business in the sense that these things have to be secured so that, especially when people are pulling on the curtains and such. But here's an application where we took our portable oxyacetylene torches into the house, and we were able to complete the wraps on this leaf work. Here's a detailed sample of the curtain rod hardware and mounting. These leaves were all hand chiseled and filed, and then decorative fasteners, and then these vines wrap all around. We make eagle claws for various projects. This one happens to be holding a metal ball. Some of them we insert glass into. We'll show you those later. This one happens to be an ashtray. Here we have some eagle claws that we've blew some glass inside, and these claws are quite involved because they have to be split out of a single piece. Another eagle claw with glass fused in it. This eagle claw is on the end of a piece of choyo cactus for a walking stick. This is indigenous to New Mexico. Here's an example of replacement work from an estate that was built in 1910, and someone must have took a liking to these little electrical box covers because they were all missing, and all I had to go by was an old black and white photograph that we had to enlarge several times. And so when we're representing this, I'm starting out on the back side and sinking, then taking the plate and forging the impressions on this side, and then coming back here and finishing them all up. Very simple chisels. This is a prototype of a zebra Damascus head that I did for a project. I first learned to forge Damascus from Daryl Meyer in the early 80s. Then with Bill Moran and Joe Cordova, our legendary bladesmith, lives just 10 miles down the road. This is one of a series of door handles that I forged from a piece of cable from the world's longest tram located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We took a piece of the tram cable here and forge welded it together, drifted a hole through it, forged a tenon on the brace here, and then riveted it over. So we removed these strands so you could see the inside cross section. And so these were installed on a huge sets of doors at some of the lodges up in Colorado. This is a photograph of Stan Hewitt Hall, which is the home of the founder of Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company in Akron, Ohio. It is now a museum. We spent almost 2 years restoring all types of metalwork around the property. Here's a close-up of the gate at Stan Hewitt Hall, the Goodyear estate. Here are a pair of gates from the Stan Hewitt Hall, and this is how we would handle them before we removed all the rust and corrosion and old coatings. This is a lighting fixture from the Goodyear estate prior to restoration work. It has a very large bracket with bronze plates. Here's a photograph of the reinstallation of the Stan Hewitt Hall lamp. And the brackets that we restored, they were all rusty. And then the large bronze mounting plates. This is a lighting fixture similar to a couple that we did for the Florida Naples railing project, and we needed a transition point from the seaweed and the ocean scenes on the railing to the bar upstairs of the restaurant, which turned into jungle. So this is actually a lighting fixture. It's all hollow here. Right, all of these leaves here were hand hammered using mostly cross peen hammers that we showed you before. A gate that we restored for the estate where the Coleman lantern inventor lived in Cleveland, Ohio. This is what the gate looked like before we started to restore. Even the weather vane restoration projects tend to get quite involved. This weather vane here above the Coleman lantern estate was in a big pile of parts when we got it, and we'll show a complete restoration video on this. After being reinstalled, somebody had to go up and take the lifting strap off the weather vane, and that would be me.